Hey Nissan Frontier owners, Rick Duncan here. I'm trying to install a amp bed extender in my 2018 Nissan Frontier SV, and I've got some instructions that I find very lacking. Lightweight, but there's nobody out there who has posted this yet, so I'm hoping maybe I can go ahead and make a video to show you how I have figured out what to do, and maybe you can use it to your advantage later on. I actually have 3 different sets of instructions. I'm sure you guys have seen this one here already. This is okay. I've watched different videos online and I still find them very lacking of exactly what I need. So that's the first one I received. Here's the second one. This came in the package with my L brackets that I need for my truck. The instructions are pretty lightweight and it doesn't give you very good schematic of what needs to happen. Okay, that's number 2. Here's the third one. Well, I guess this works, but it doesn't show me how to use the L bracket. So I will go ahead and use the second one that has a schematic. Right here, it shows you need to cut this out, tape it to the bed, and go ahead and start the drilling process. Make sure you have all the proper tools and things required. You know, it's always best to have your pieces that you need to put together available prior to starting. Here's what I received. Here's the bracket. Here's the L bracket with the spacer, screws, bolts, nuts, and washers. Here's what the symboled bracket looks like. It's not quite tight yet because I have not put it on the truck. So this is what I figured. I'll be installing this here in a second. Additionally, you're going to need tools to make this happen. Instructions say you need a 10mm wrench. Well, I also have a 3/8, and they're pretty close to each other, so I'll use whichever one I want. 7/32 drill bit, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a drill. I will use these instructions, and I'll cut out this template, use some tape, hook it up, and I'll be taping this as I do it. Okay, here we are. Here's my truck. There's my lunch at the moment. There's my setup. I hope I have everything right. Here's my truck. I'm working on it constantly. 4-wheel drive. Okay, I don't need anything bigger. I have a tonneau cover, and I have a Line X bed liner. So, following the instructions, I have cut the template out and I've taped it to the bed as per instructed. So what I will be doing is I'll be hitting a center punch right here and right here, and once I'm done with that, I will go ahead and use my 7/32 drill bit, drill through it, and we'll go ahead and see what happens from there. Seemed pretty straightforward. I've already got the punches hit dead center of these. Okay, so my next step would be to peel this off if I can get to it. And by the way, you really need to take this cable off before you do anything. You can take it off nice and easy, loosen it up, it comes right off. Woohoo! I have one mounted. Well, halfway mounted. I don't have anybody to help me. So, and I'm holding this GoPro without all the exterior cover and a bracket to hold it in place. So you got to forgive me for a little bit of shaking, but it's working. I'll show you here in a couple minutes my completion. All right, I have the first bracket on. This is the one that goes against the passenger side of the bed. It was so easy to put this on. Just got to have a little bit of patience. It's working fine. I'll go ahead and put this on next. We'll see how it works. Okay, so on the driver's side, I tried to use the template, but I went ahead and taped it up there, but I already had the measurements from the other side, and I looked on the template and I went ahead and measured in about a ½ inch from this end right here, and 6 9/16 from the bottom of the bed. That's my first. There's my first one right there. Here's my second one. So I'll be drilling those here in a second. I'm also trying to figure out, is there a better way to attach this? So I put the bottom one on first this time, and there we go. So it makes it a little bit simpler to get the nut and the washer on. Crank it down just a little bit and then go ahead and bring it to the top. I'll show you that in a second. Okay, we are almost finished. A little bit of tightening up to do, but for the most part, I've got the second bracket in. This is what it looks like. I'm going to reattach the tailgate cable here in a second, but it went fairly quickly, pretty easy once I figured out what really needed to happen, because the other template, the template I had, it was one-sided, so I had to guess a little bit, measured a little bit, make sure it's working perfectly. But I'll show you here in a second completed project. Hey there, Nissan Frontier fans, can we say Yahoo, job complete? I went ahead and tightened everything down. There we go. It looks like it's nice and tight. Other side looks just the same way. I put this on. I pretty much stole this extender for 40 bucks. It fits pretty darn good. Everything works. Put this in here, and then you use the tailgate latch to unlatch it, and it works pretty good. I will be using this here. Maybe I'll flip it over and readjust it a little bit, but I'm thinking for $40, $50, $65 total. I've got the bed extender from AMP, came out of a 2015 Nissan Frontier, and I bought the brackets for about $25 total, so from Amazon. And you know, in the instructions weren't that great, but I figured them out. I did a little bit of my own. Hey, but I'm happy, and now I can just move on to something else. Maybe fog lights and the air deflectors for the front and for the front windows. All right, got any questions? Leave a comment.